Violence and the Sacred by Rene Girard is a seminal work in the fields of anthropology, sociology, and literary criticism. Girard's groundbreaking ideas center on the role of violence and the sacred in human societies. This summary will distill the main ideas from his work, exploring themes like mimetic desire, the scapegoat mechanism, and the relationship between violence and religion.
Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started.
1. Mimetic desire. Girard's theory of mimetic desire is a profound exploration of the human psyche. He delves into the idea that we, as humans, are not driven by intrinsic desires, but rather our desires are shaped by the desires of others. In this sense, we become reflections of one another, leading to a complex web of imitation and rivalry. This concept has far-reaching implications, extending beyond individual behaviors to influence the dynamics of entire societies. As people imitate each other's desires, competition arises, and with it, the potential for conflict. Girard's theory sheds light on why societal tensions emerge, whether in the form of economic competition, cultural clashes, or interpersonal rivalries. It encourages us to examine the sources of our desires and the consequences of our imitative tendencies, prompting a deeper understanding of human behavior and its impact on the world around us. 2. The scapegoat mechanism. Girard's exploration of the scapegoat mechanism adds another layer to his analysis of human society. This mechanism is a means of dealing with the potentially explosive consequences of mimetic desire. When tensions escalate to a breaking point, a convenient target is identified, an individual or group that becomes the scapegoat. They are held responsible for the troubles within the community, and their persecution or expulsion is seen as a way to re-establish harmony. While the scapegoat mechanism may appear to restore order and unity, Gerard astutely points out that it does so at the cost of collective violence. This violence is not merely a byproduct but an integral part of the process. Girard's perspective forces us to consider the dark side of human nature, the willingness to harm or sacrifice others in the name of maintaining social cohesion. His work serves as a reminder of the perils of such mechanisms and encourages us to seek more humane and constructive ways to address societal tensions. 3. The sacred and ritual sacrifice. Girard's examination of the sacred and ritual sacrifice is a pivotal aspect of his theory. He proposes that the scapegoat mechanism, a reaction to societal tension, evolves into the concept of the sacred. This transformation occurs when the scapegoat, the target of persecution, takes on a divine or sacred quality after their sacrifice. In many societies, the act of ritual sacrifice becomes central to the establishment of religious and cultural practices. These rituals, often designed to appease the gods or restore social order, are deeply rooted in the dynamics of violence and expiation. Girard asserts that the sacred serves as a mechanism for maintaining social stability by directing and regulating the inherent human tendency toward violence. It offers a structured, symbolic outlet for the communal violence, allowing societies to experience a sense of unity and harmony without fully addressing the underlying issues. Girard's insights prompt us to reflect on the intricate relationship between religion, violence, and cultural practices, challenging us to examine the ways in which these dynamics have shaped human societies throughout history. His work calls for a more profound understanding of the mechanisms that underlie our beliefs and practices, inspiring us to consider alternative means of achieving social cohesion and harmony that do not rely on violence and scapegoating. 4. The role of myths. Girard's exploration of myths as a vital component of his theory offers a fascinating lens through which to view the perpetuation of the scapegoat mechanism and its role in shaping human culture. Myths, in his view, are narratives that encode the collective memories of original scapegoat events. These stories serve a dual purpose. They justify the violence directed at the scapegoat and reinforce the community's perception of righteousness in their actions. Myths thus become an instrument of collective amnesia, obscuring the true causes of violence and deflecting accountability. They weave a tapestry of narratives that veils the reality of the scapegoating process and bolster the cultural and religious systems grounded in this mechanism. Girard's perspective challenges us to scrutinize the myths that underpin our beliefs, traditions, and identities. It urges us to recognize how these narratives can sometimes perpetuate harmful behaviors and maintain societal structures that rely on violence and the victimization of the innocent. His work underscores the importance of critical examination and the potential for transformation in our understanding of culture and its myths. 5. The Bible and Revelation. In Girard's examination of the Bible, especially the New Testament, he unearths a powerful revelation that serves as a cornerstone of his theory. Gerard identifies the story of Jesus, particularly his crucifixion, as a unique and profound exposé of the scapegoat mechanism. Jesus, as the ultimate innocent victim, embodies the consequences of this mechanism and unveils the unjust violence it perpetuates. The crucifixion of Jesus serves as a poignant critique of the rituals of scapegoating and sacrifice. It exposes the brutality and irrationality of these practices, laying bare the mechanisms through which societies have historically sought to re-establish order. Girard's interpretation of Christianity, in this light, takes on a distinctive perspective. He views it not as just another religion but as a radical revelation that confronts the violence inherent in human culture and offers a path to transcend it. Girard's analysis encourages us to re-examine the biblical narratives, inviting us to appreciate the New Testament as a profound critique of the very dynamics of violence and sacrifice that have persisted throughout human history. It prompts reflection on the potential for transformation and the search for alternatives to violence and scapegoating in our pursuit of societal harmony and redemption. 6. The unveiling of mimetic desire. In Girard's perspective, the New Testament serves as a profound revelation that exposes the core truths about human behavior and societal dynamics. It unveils the illusory nature of the guilt attributed to the scapegoat and confronts humanity with the reality of mimetic desire. The biblical narratives, particularly those surrounding Jesus' crucifixion, compel us to recognize our own complicity in the perpetuation of violence. Girard's assertion is a call to self-reflection, encouraging us to acknowledge the pervasive influence of mimetic desire in our lives and the harmful consequences of scapegoating. It underscores the importance of understanding these dynamics to transcend them and pursue more peaceful and just ways of coexisting as a society. 7. Contemporary implications. Girard's ideas have implications for understanding contemporary culture and society. He suggests that modern institutions, such as the legal system, function to contain mimetic violence and replace ritual sacrifice as a means of restoring order. However, he warns that the mechanisms of scapegoating and violence are still present, even if they take on different forms. Girard's work encourages a critical examination of societal structures and calls for greater awareness of the potential for mimetic violence in modern contexts. 8. Critiques and relevance. Girard's theory has been both influential and controversial. Some critics argue that his ideas are overly deterministic and reductionist, while others find them to be a powerful lens for understanding human behavior and culture. Regardless of one's stance, Girard's work continues to provoke discussions about the roots of violence, the role of religion, and the mechanisms that underlie societal conflict. 9. Influence on literary criticism. Girard's ideas have had a significant impact on literary criticism. His concept of mimetic desire has been used to analyze the dynamics of characters in literature and the role of conflict and resolution in storytelling. Literary theorists have applied his insights to works ranging from Shakespearean tragedies to contemporary novels. 10. Global impact. Girard's work extends beyond the Western context. His theories on violence, sacrifice, and religion have been examined in relation to various cultures and belief systems, shedding light on universal human tendencies and the potential for transformation and transcendence. In conclusion, Rene Girard's Violence and the Sacred offers a comprehensive exploration of the role of violence and the sacred in human societies. His theories on mimetic desire, the scapegoat mechanism, and the influence of the sacred on religion and culture have had a profound impact on various fields of study. While not without controversy, Girard's work encourages us to critically examine the nature of human desire and the mechanisms that underlie societal conflict, inviting us to consider the implications for modern society and the potential for transformation and transcendence.